RJ, why do you ride motorcycles? They're so dangerous.
RJ, why do you ride motorcycles? They're so dangerous.
That's a big question that I get is, you know, from a lot of my friends that don't ride, is why do people ride motorcycles if they're so dangerous? I hear all the time about how people crash and die, you know, it's just, why do people do it? There's so many reasons that people ride. You know, I'm going to tell you guys some of the reasons that I ride, along with my friends, and then, you know, just some other reasons that people ride too. So for me, dirt bikes and street bikes have been the biggest outlet in my life. When I was younger, it was music. Now it's motorcycles and dirt bikes. You know, for me, if I'm stressed out, if I'm upset about something, you know, anything that's going on, damn, that girl is hot. You know, it doesn't matter. I could just hop on a bike, whether it's this bike or my dirt bike, and I just feel so much better. All the problems in my life just go away. And I know it's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Even when I'm happy too, you know, just the feeling of being on a bike is unlike anything else. It's one of the greatest feelings like you could ever feel. I don't know what it is. You just feel so free. And it's a hard feeling to describe. It's something, you know, you have to do in order to actually know what it feels like. And you got to think about that in your own perspective. Like, think about something that you know is so awesome, you want other people to feel, but they can only understand it if they try it. That's how it is with motorcycles. In fact, you know, all of us, we love riding to the point where a lot of times, even after people get into bad accidents, they love it to the point where they're still wanting to get back onto a bike. You know, Sean right here, captain of the Jersey Squids, he crashed his bike a couple of weeks ago. He was going around the corner at about, you know, 50, locked up his brakes, and you know, he dropped the bike, he crashed. Thank God he landed in grass. You know, he wasn't wearing all of his gear. He had his helmet, gloves, but that was it. Jeans and all that, what he's got on now, basically. And, you know, he was okay, thank God. And, you know, but the first chance he got all the parts for his bike and jumped back on within a couple weeks. I have another friend, Eric, who crashed his motorcycle. He came around the corner, he was going down a hill. Some idiot from Michigan, I think, I don't remember where, was stopped in the middle of the road, in the middle of an intersection, because he tried to cut someone off and ended up being stopped in the middle of the road, and Eric didn't have enough time to react. He just, you know, grabbed a handful of brake and slid right into the car, and it wasn't too messed up, thankfully, but the bike, it needed a whole new front end and stuff, so. But he ordered the parts that he needs to fix his bike. He's going to take a little bit longer to come back. He wants to wait until the spring. But he's rebuilding his bike right now, and when spring comes, he's hopping back on. You know, his crash was worse, in my opinion, than Sean's, just because he had to deal with, you know, going to the hospital, and he was banged up. He had on all of his gear, so he was fine, but that's what I'm saying, though, is, you know, we love riding to the point where even if we go down, you know, we want to get right back up. Because like I said, there's nothing else like it in the world. You know, I plan on riding, having some kind of bike for the rest of my life. Even if it's not a super sport anymore, when I get older, I want to have something. Even if it's not a bike for the road, you know, I'd keep a dirt bike or something if I ever got married and my wife wasn't cool with me, you know, riding on the street. Which, you know, I don't know if I ever get married. We'll see if that happens. But, you know, I would have a dedicated track bike or something. I always have to have a bike in my life. You know, as soon as I got exposed, I fell in love. And it's so cool, because, like, that's another thing, is the places it takes you. Like, we're out here, we're on roads that I never really go to. It's just, you find so many beautiful places. It's not always about the ride, it's sometimes about where the ride takes you, too. And also the culture, you know what I mean? It's not just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. There's so many people that I meet, and I could just, I start talking to them like I've known them my whole life. It's ridiculous. It's just, having a bike, you all just have a sudden connection with each other. You know, I'm a pretty withdrawn person. I'm pretty individualistic. Until I get to know you, I'm pretty withdrawn. So for me to be able to do that, to talk to people like it's nothing, that says something about the culture. You know, we all also ride too because it's something fun, you know. I love working on bikes and stuff, you know. I don't do anything crazy on my bike. I do basic maintenance and stuff, and it's cool just to my street bike, anything. Obviously, a reason that people ride would be, you know, better fuel consumption than most cars. There's a lot of bikes that get really good gas mileage. These are on the lower end of that spectrum because they're basically race bikes that are street legal, but they're still great. Still a lot better. This thing gets a much better gas mileage than my truck, and it's an adventure too. You know, you never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you just go out and you just explore, and you can do that because it's a lot cheaper than doing it in a truck that gets like 17 miles per gallon. And it's more fun too. I enjoy driving this way more than I love driving my truck. And I do love driving my truck, but there's no comparison. I think it's because you're so exposed to everything, whereas like in a car you're like in a cage, you know what I mean? It's not as fun. Even going fast in cars, even in fast cars, like they're still fun, but you know, it's uncomparable to a street bike. You know, for me also, I feel like this is who I am. You know, when I'm on a bike, this is me. Whether it's my dirt bike or my street bike. You know, I feel like that's just who I am. I feel right about myself. Not that I don't when I'm not on it, it's just, I don't know, just being on a bike, I just feel right, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's hard to describe until you're on one, but there's a reason people take the risk at crashing to ride. You know, they feel like it's worth it. Now granted, sometimes you have to actually be in an incident for it to change your mind, but until that incident comes, most of the time people ride for as long as they can. It's a nice bike. In places where you can lane split, that's a reason people ride too, because it saves them time on traffic. Now riding isn't for everybody, but it is for a lot of people, so don't knock it until you try it. Anyway, that's probably going to do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, throw your comments down below, and as always, have a great day. Peace.